Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. So this video is actually going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be talking about like showing you guys things. I'm just going to talk about something that a lot of people go through and not a lot of people really like to talk about, and that's insecurities. I want to talk about my insecurities, and I want to tell you guys also about myself so you guys can get to know me as well. I think this is an interesting topic because, like I said, not a lot of people talk about these kinds of things, you know, so it's something that I would like to share with you. So it's not gonna be easy for me to really share, and I do want you guys to know. So just to give you guys a quick background about me, I wasn't born in the States. I was born in Chile. I moved to the States when I was about 8 years old. I moved with my mother. My dad was already here. Once we moved here, my parents divorced a year later. My dad left, so it was pretty much my mother and my brother and I, so it was just us three. Growing up with a single mom can be very difficult, especially for the mom alone. But for us kids, it was really rough. It was a lot of moving around, a lot of stress, and I was very immature back then, so I did not comply very well with the situation. So it was really hard, you know, having to go from place to place. I really did not manage to keep up with like having friends and to kind of like creating my identity. I think like once I like finished school, like high school, I started college, and I think that's when I was kind of like starting to figure it out. Like I was able to like make friends, but the only problem with making friends for me was that I could not keep up with friends since I was always moving around, and I never really got to establish connection with people. So yeah, I mean, it was hard to make friends. I did have friends, but you know, drama for kids is like in another level, I guess. I don't know, and bullying and stuff like that. So I became distant with people, and so it was kind of hard to build trust with people later on. And I think that's one of my insecurities, is that it's hard for me to really like feel comfortable enough to be myself. I've had people that I became really close later on. This is when I was after like high school. That yes, I became close, but it was still hard for me to really like get close and really like, you know, have like that good friend. Like I'm gonna be there if you're like, you know, in need. It's not that I'm not helpful, believe me. I would, you know, I did try before, you know, tried to help people, and I always felt like every time I tried to help somebody, that like later on I felt that person would just take advantage of my help, and I feel like that made me like even more I don't know, like I just felt so like insecure about, you know, the friendship and about myself. So I just backed away, and you know, I would just eventually just stop talking to the person. And I hate it. I hate that about myself. Today I am trying to work that out. It's not easy for me, but you know, I'm learning to really start to open up, and that's why I did like one of the reasons why I started doing my YouTube channel was to really start opening up and try to express myself more, because it's really hard for me to do that, and I think this is a way for me to really do that and try to work on myself. So one of the things that really made me insecure. The one thing that has helped me the most to really like proceed and try to like make a better of myself is actually when I met my boyfriend. We met about 3 years ago. Yeah, we just turned 3 years in November. He is, I don't know, he's such an amazing guy. Sorry guys, I was getting a little emotional there. I had to like stop for a second. Yeah, this is not something I really talk about to people, so like I said, this is really helping me right now. I just need to let it all out, and I don't want to make this video about me. I know that there's people probably that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, and if you are, you're more than welcome to comment down below, and I'll be happy to respond. But anywho, yes, my boyfriend. We met 3 years ago, and ever since then, like, I felt like I had to make a better of myself. I don't know, something about him that makes me want to do better. The reasons why I think he has helped me a lot, it's because to begin with, he's like pretty stable for one. I gotta look for that in a guy, right? Make sure that they're stable. But not just that, it's when you love somebody and you see that they're doing good for themselves, it makes you want to do good for yourself also, but not just for the relationship, but for your own self, basically. And that's how he has helped me in a way that it makes me want to be better for me. So that's one of the reasons why I went back to school, because I'm 27. I know you're not supposed to say your age, but I'm gonna go and say my age anyway. I was in college, and then I eventually just dropped out, because that's another thing why, is because I always, not only I turn people down, I turn myself down. And that's another insecurity that I've always had, is that I turn myself down. So I start something, and then I'm an overthinker. So I start to think, what if this is not for me? What if I'm not good at it? What if I am gonna fail? And then the more thoughts you put into your head about how much you're going to fail and how much you're not gonna be good at what you're gonna do, it just throws everything off. And that's kind of how I was feeling. I was a mess, I'm not gonna lie, and it was not easy. It's not something you just come out and change right away. You need to do something. So I kind of put college on hold, and I just focused on working. And at the time I had my own little apartment where I was living at, so I had to pay rent, and life got in the way, and so you just have to do what you have to do to survive. And that was basically all that, to the point where I actually lived in New Jersey when I moved to this country. So this happened over there in New Jersey. So then eventually I moved here to Miami, and that's where I met my boyfriend a year later, and we've been living together now for 2 years, and things are amazing. We have a beautiful little baby named Gizmo. I call him my baby, but he's my little pet. I love him so much. And when you have those things, it really makes you want to get better for yourself. And that's why I'm going back to school. I feel different this time. I feel like I'm actually focused, and I know that I'm gonna eventually get what I'm gonna get, and try to do my best, and I know I'm gonna succeed. So yeah, so that's basically the life story that I have. Insecurities is something that, like I said, not a lot of people really open up to, and that's my insecurities. Like I'm not just around people I feel that way, but I feel like that around myself, and I'm still trying to work on it, and I know I'm getting better at it, and and eventually I want to get all those insecurities out. Obviously there's more insecurities to myself, like losing weight for instance is another thing, but that's just more physical, and to me that has less of a meaning than having to focus really on my emotional self. Although I do think, because I do want to lose weight, I'm such an overthinker that I need to, that's another thing. I don't know if anyone is like me, like I need to think about everything, and I hate that too. Like I don't like thinking too much about things, because at the end you don't even know what you're gonna expect. Things change all the time. I think losing weight could benefit from like feeling less insecure about yourself and others. I tried like working out. I did Zumba, and that was working out pretty well. I had lost a lot of weight, and then eventually I just stopped. So I went back up. So yeah, so it's hard to lose weight when you love food. Man, I love food. And yeah, so growing up was harsh. Moving around really does not help the situation at all, especially when you're really trying to figure out who you are. I think that's one of the things that's really important, is to try not to move a lot, and unfortunately that was my case. My mom went through a lot when we were younger, and it was not easy. But today, it just made my relationship with my mother better. We didn't have and I'm gonna say it, I'm sorry mom, but we didn't have such a great relationship when I was younger. Like I said, I was all over the place per se. I was a mess, and after kind of like living on my own, that's really when I started to focus more on myself. And I've always wanted to move to Miami, so I just went forward and moved here. And now I feel like my relationship, even given the distance, maybe that's probably what we needed, I think. But the distance definitely helped for us to get closer with each other. Like now, anything that happens, she's always the first person that I'm gonna talk to. Besides my boyfriend, obviously, I'm gonna tell him everything also. So they're both like, I would say my friends. Like I couldn't do anything without telling my mom like first. If I need an opinion, or if I just needed to hear from my mom, like in the opinions, which before I would not even like bother to ask my mom for opinion. So you grow up and you just mature. I'm definitely more mature now, and I see things differently now. I see things different in different aspects, like from other people, from myself. But there's still things that I do need to work. My New Year's resolution for 2020. So yeah, and this is one of them. Like I said, this is what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be posting. So guys, feel free, comment down below if you want to talk about anything. I don't want to make this channel just for beauty, because there's so many channels already out there that they just talk about beauty things, but not a lot of people talk deep about these kinds of things, because some people really need to have somebody to connect to. And I think those things are really important, because you feel less insecure when you do, I think. So feel free to talk about anything. If you want to like do videos, if you have questions, just comment, and I'll comment below and tell you guys how I feel, or whatever it is that you need to ask me for. If you have your own insecurities, like I would love to hear your insecurities, like see if I can relate to some of them. It's just, I want to really like establish a connection with you guys, not just beauty. I want to be able to talk about anything. That's what I mentioned in my first videos. Like I really want to try to do any kind of videos, not just to show you guys things, not just to show you what I do, and just so we can talk about anything. So comment down below and let me know. Okay, One more thing, yes, I do want to mention that I do have an Instagram account. For those of you who do not know me, I do makeup on the side. I've mentioned in my couple videos before if you didn't see them. So if you do live on this area, I have a little side business while I'm in school. My business is I would go to your house if you're having an event, and I would do your makeup and hair. So yeah, you can follow me on my Instagram, message me there. I'll get back to you and we can do an appointment. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, I would come up with more things, but I think this is a good start. But I want to hear from you if you have anything to say, and maybe I'll do another video in terms of this, and we'll talk about more, or talk about anything, not just insecurities, anything that you guys feel like, anything really. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Okay, I love you guys. Take care. Bye.